Okay. I have 3 different objects to demo.
3.
The first one is, get it out, it's a Google product.
And
it's
a great Google product.
Chromecast. I love it. I brought it here. It's changed my life. And it's only $35.
Are you selling them?
No,
the back,
I sell
Susan.
the ads.
Afterward.
At the
I
back
do
of her
the
trunk,
ads, not
she'll be
this.
selling them.
So what I like about it is it's really, really easy. There's a 1, 2, 3, how to get started. And as you can see, it is very small and very simple. I don't know, can you guys see this here? Mm-hmm. Well, anyway, you guys can see it here. It's like, looks like a little key.
You can put it down.
Put it down.
They'll see it.
Now you can see it on the screen.
Okay. So you take it and you put it into your TV. You look in the back for something that looks like this size for people who are really untechnical.
It's a
You
highly
just stick it
technical
in,
explanation.
and
This is a top Google executive giving you this information.
Look for something that looks like this might fit in it.
like this, kind of how things work, right? I mean, there are all these different devices, and you put it in there. Then, okay, that's step 1, or let's see, hold on, is that step 1? Plug it in. Okay, which is great. Step 2, switch input. So you have to go to your TV and get to HDMI until a nice picture comes up and it says Chromecast. And then you go to Google and they give you a specific URL, google.com, Chromecast setup. When you go there, it takes about 1 minute to download the little extension and to pair it with your TV. So suddenly your phone is paired with your TV. And when your phone is paired with your TV, you can take all of the things that are, well, we're working on having all. It's not quite all, but we can take things that you would like to see on your TV, like YouTube or Netflix or Hulu, and you can actually take them and have them run on your TV and control them with your phone. Now, this is actually, I really like it a lot because you can get a lot, suddenly all of the things that are on YouTube, you're not watching in front of your computer anymore. You're actually watching them in the living room in front of your TV. And if you have a laptop, you can actually go and download the Chrome extension and you can watch all your photos. And so instead of me going like this, like, would you like to see my photos? And it's like this tiny little screen, I can actually say, please come over. I can show them to you on my TV. Anything that's on YouTube, you can actually see on the TV. And suddenly we can get people to see.
So now this has been available. YouTube's been on Netflix. How is that, I mean, and what other, Amazon's?
Well, YouTube's on Apple TV. I don't think it's on Roku yet.
The point is it's really easy for it to do it, and it's really inexpensive. And the fact, it's kind of part of the trend that you can fling pretty much anything onto your TV, and you start using your phone, instead of to shoot people, to
watch those really
educational
things
TV
from
shows.
YouTube. Yeah. Since we've got you on the spot here,
Yeah.
Does Google, when Google's thinking about this stuff, you can use this on the iPhone too, correct? Use it with that. What do you imagine? Is everything you're doing now centered on the phone? Every single thing at your company? Do you consider that the case?
Well, mobile definitely is changing everything. I mean, I think as you guys know, and I mean, I think the fact that you can actually suddenly, this is your most powerful device in your house, and you can actually go and you can go to any screen or go to your TV and be able to see what's on my phone is a pretty powerful concept. So, the idea is that, I mean, I think a lot of times, like my kids I've noticed, like my 2 or 3-year-old at one point would say, we can see this stuff on our computer. And then they would look at the TV and they would say, how come we can't see it on the TV? And a 2 or 3-year-old would get it. They would get that these are all screens and everything should be interactive and everything should be able to work. But because we were wired for the last, however old we are, thinking that they're all different, we don't think that way. But really, I think if you look into the future, really all of these screens should work in the same way. And this should be your remote control.
So does the desktop matter anymore to you, do you think?
Well, I still use a desktop, but over time, I think it's going to matter a lot less. So I think every year it's going to be less.
Certainly for your own pictures and videos and things like that. I mean, give you just an example. One of my kids came to visit, had a bunch of pictures of some trip he had taken, and he didn't even try to do, as you were saying before, he didn't try to show it to everybody. He just sat down. Now, he was not using Chromecast, but it's the same idea. He's using AirPlay on an Apple TV. He just beamed the stuff from his phone to a 50-inch TV, and he said he showed us his trip, you know, and it was just much nicer than crowding around the phone.
Yeah, so I think like in the future we should all be able to just, you know, beam our stuff up and have it work.
You're
All
working,
right.
That's what they're working on at Google X, the beam up thing, right? It's on the barge. Oh, they have, of course they have it. They have it.
Yeah.
What? Who has
Actually, how
Chrome-
many people have Chromecasts already? Okay, so, all right, so we have well, we have a good supporting group here, but we have lots of people who could still probably benefit. And it's really affordable, and it's a great gift because it's really easy. You can also, which is also great, is because it's so small and portable, you can just bring it with you. So if you go to a vacation or a hotel or any place, just plug it in, and then suddenly you can watch whatever you want in
Actually,
that
it
new location.
doesn't entirely work in all hotels for some complicated reason of how their Wi-Fi is set up, but
Okay, well, a vacation rental or other
And
places.
I'm just curious, how many people use Apple TV too? The Apple TV thing too? Also.
how many have Roku?
I have all of them.
And now I have all of them, and Kara has all of them. How many have substituted, you know, gotten rid of cable altogether because between these things you're fine?
Not yet.
Well, it's
A lot.
not too bad. I wonder if it would be true if we were not where we are. I don't know.
I don't think this is a representative
You don't?
audience of no, and that's a compliment. All right, so my second demo is actually kind of similar to my first, but instead of using this as my remote control for my video, I now can use it as my remote control for my music. So this is the mini Jambox.
Jambox, yeah.
It is really tiny. I could fit it into my purse. In fact, I did, and then I forgot about it.
Would it fit into my Merce?
We could try. I think so.
Yeah, it fits in the MERS.
There we go. Yes, it would. We can see
Okay.
if it would fit here under Anne's
In my armpit? It goes
Yes.
into my armpit. Wait, can I measure it though?
I bet
See
it's
if it's
full
emitting
of
anything.
videos.
Okay,
turn
yeah,
it
Anne
on.
can measure it later. It comes in lots of different colors.
It's made entirely of fire retardant.
Yes, probably. We can figure that out later. So you can control it with your phone. So, and by accident, I started controlling it during Kara's demo. Sorry. But I'll just get it to start playing right now. It's one of my kids' favorite songs. We are never, ever getting back together. Sorry. Let's see. Is it on? Is it playing? I played before when it wasn't supposed to.
It's so embarrassed it won't turn on now.
Behaving badly.
Let's see.
Either that
on.
or Anne's copious deodorant.
What's interesting about, while she's, I'm going to cover for her, what's interesting about these things is that there's the original Jambox was much, much larger, and they're getting incredibly small. If you go to any store to see some of these speakers, they're getting gigantic sound for very little size. Also, there you go. She's going to dance for us. Okay.
Let's see. This is like, so it's pretty loud for
It
a
is
small
pretty good.
with pretty good quality.
How much does it cost?
All right.
Stop, Taylor.
All right, that's enough. And you have a little, see it here, you can control it from your phone. So it's sort of the similar idea that now not only can I control everything I watch on TV, but I can control all my music and my different entertainment devices, all from this in my house.
So what do you do when you lose your phone?
Well, so actually the interesting thing that happened is if you don't turn this off, this happened to me today, then when your phone rings, also this can also become a speakerphone. So Anne was on speakerphone today, but yeah, I don't know, you can try calling in and hopefully find it. Don't lose your phone, I think is the message.
My last question for this, do you imagine embedding things into people?
Embedding things into people?
Yeah.
No, not yet.
Okay.
But let me know if you
Okay.
demo that in the
Well,
future.
I'm assuming you're working on it, not me, but just the idea of that you become
Working on it.
agents.
Greg has it embedded already.
Yeah, exactly.
Guys, well, I'm looking forward to your gadgets. So this is $130. All right, so my last one is a toy, because I thought it was good to talk about little people. This is a toy called LittleBits, and you can buy a intro kit for $100. It has been called the Legos for the iPad generation. And what it has is all these little bits. I can take some out. It actually comes in this nice area. But I had my kids play with it, so of course they didn't put it back perfectly. And each of these little bits actually does something. So you can see, and they also have magnets, so they connect in different ways. So this is, we have pulse here. We can have sound. We can have buzzers. The thing I did learn is if you buy this kit and you have multiple children, you need multiple power sources because otherwise they all fight over it because you need the power source in order to run it. So here's one that I put together a little bit beforehand. It took me literally 5 seconds to do this. And here's the power source. And you can see this is the power right here. We have different inputs, and these are all color-coded. So we have inputs, outputs, which are different colors. And so if you put this together and you just press the button, you can see how it's lighting up. There are different ways to be able to turn it on and off. And see, it's making, you probably can't hear very well, but it's making a little noise. Actually, that noise gets kind of irritating as your kids are playing with it all evening long. But the thing is, your kids can, and you can take, so you can just put this, I can just take this apart, and I can put like another piece here, and put this here. And then there are other things that you can attach to it, like little motors that move around, or little sensors where you press and something goes down. And so suddenly, what your kids see is they see how electronics are built. And they understand because they're putting together these little pieces. This one like lights up. Let's see if it actually, there we go. So let's see if well, this one isn't really lighting up right now. But you can see this, other ones are lighting up here. This is lighting up. And so for kids who want to understand the modern world and they actually want to build with it, they can take a bunch of these different pieces, put it together, and they can build all kinds of different projects that go much more beyond this, and they can put different things around it, and so there are different tricks that they can do, like, you shake your hand and it buzzes and it vibrates. They can build those kind of things. My kids were very interested in this. So overall, this is a pretty good way to get kids interested in electronics, and I was really surprised my 5-year-old was super, super into it, and she just kept on playing with it. So it is both entertaining and educational, and that is hard to find when you are a parent, so I highly recommend it. And that's it.
Thank you.